Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and it's match day 14 in Bundesliga. And with every passing weekend, the lead becomes tighter and tighter. You really don't know which way the pendulum is gonna swing, and it is gonna be yet another exciting weekend of games, a set of games this weekend. It is going to be it's a very important weekend as well, just like the second last weekend before the the winter break. So every team is trying to make sure that they end the last set of games before the winter break on a high, and they don't go into that winter break in a disappointing run of form. So every team is gonna make sure that they're gonna be on extra motivated to finish on a high. We have this game, and then they have the last game on the weekend before Christmas. So these are two huge important games for all the teams. So let's go ahead and start making our prediction. The first game, it's Freiburg versus Wolfsburg. It's fifth versus seventh. So it's seventh versus fifth. Freiburg are seventh, Wolfsburg are fifth, but both the teams are on the same number of points. Both have won same number of games, drawn same number of games, and lost same number of games as well. So it's going to be a very interesting games. The Freiburg, they are not really in a good form, to be very honest with you. They have won once just in their last 5 games, including that disappointing draw against Hoffenheim last weekend. I really expected them to win that game, but they were not really able to do that. The problem with Freiburg this season, like, they are not really able to score that many goals. I mean, they defensively they are really good, but they're not scoring as many goals as you would have expected, especially with the score that they have got. They are welcoming a Wolfsburg side who are in an amazing form. Like, they have won 4 in a row in the league, 5 in a row in all competitions. So they are on a really good form. The confidence is there, the momentum is really high, and they would be eyeing the Champions League places. They would really hope that they can get. Currently they are in that Europa League spot, but they would really want to get into those European places in the Champions League. So it's going to be a very interesting game. Freiburg are at home, and even though they are not in a really good form, their home form is really good. They have won 5 out of their 5 games that they have played in the home this season. But Wolfsburg have an amazing away form as well. So I am expecting a really good game of football. But in the end, I just think because of the way that the teams have been playing in the form, I think that it's going to be the away side that are gonna allocate in the end. I'm going for a very entertaining 2-1 win for Wolfsburg. Up next, it's Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Holstein Kiel. It is 11th versus 17th. Mönchengladbach, they are not really in a good form. Like, they are so inconsistent. They have 2 wins in the last 5 games, but the performances are not really there. They drew against Borussia Dortmund last weekend. It was an okay sort of a game, but as I said, they are not they're not really playing to their potential, to be very honest with you. They have a good enough score that they can go ahead and compete for Europe, but the performances are not really there. They are playing against an Holstein Kiel side who are 17th in the league. They have lost 4 of their last 5 games, and I think this is the best chance for Mönchengladbach, especially considering the fact that they are at home as well. That they have to win this. Now, this is one of those games that you expect Mönchengladbach to win, and I think they are going to win it. Holstein Kiel, I'm saying it right now. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think they are going to be safe. I think they are going to get relegated with the way they are playing. I mean, it is not looking good for them, and I think they're going to suffer another defeat. I think it's going to be 5-5 for them, and I think Mönchengladbach are going to win it, and they're going to win it easily. I'm going for a 3-0 win for Borussia Mönchengladbach. Then it's Augsburg versus Bayer Leverkusen. It is 13th versus a third. Now Augsburg, like, I really don't know what is happening with them. They have a good enough score, but the problem with them is they're just not able to finish the games off. They're not able to kill the game off, and that is why they are so low in the table. There have been games where they should have easily won them off, but they conceded late on, and that has been the problem. Like, they switch off completely during the games, and I think that is been one of their biggest problems this season. They are playing against a Leverkusen side who are under defeated in their last 5 games. They have won 3 in a row as well. So they are coming, in this game with a lot of confidence. They can see, their start was not good for Leverkusen this season, but they have sort of fought back, and they're just 6 points behind Bayern Munich. The title is still within their reach, so they know how important this game. They cannot really afford to lose any more points, and I don't think they are going to do it. Their away form is good as well, and those last winners for Leverkusen. They keep on working, and I think they are gonna win it. Win it this weekend as well against Augsburg. I think it will be a tough game for Leverkusen because they are in the way side, but I think in the end they will make it. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Bayer Leverkusen. Then it's Union Berlin versus Bochum. It is 12 versus 18. Like, two of the teams who are in a really bad form in the league at the moment. Both of them have lost 5 of their last 4 games, and just 1 point out of the possible 15. So both of them are coming in this game, with a lot of pressure on them, a lot of pressure on the players and the managers. Both the set of spectators really want to see something good from their side, but it is not happening for them. Bochum, they are still winless in the competition, 13 games in, and it is not really looking good for them. But as I said, UB themselves have not played that good. They have not won in their last 5 games. And if you are a Union Berlin fan, you would look at this game and you would assume that this is the best opportunity for Union Berlin to get back on on the right track, somehow get the 3 points. That's something that really need. Union Berlin have somehow fallen into this trap where there are moments in the game where you expect them to come back, but they end up dropping points where it does because of their own silly mistakes. I think it is in the players' head at the moment. They just need something good, and this game could be one of those moments. Bochum on the other hand, same could be like they need 1 win. They have not won a single game, and they would look at this game and they would say, this is one of those games where we can go ahead and take Union Berlin out. But I don't think either of them are going to be able to do it. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. It's going to be a hard-fought game, but I just don't see any one of them winning at the moment. I'm going for a 1-1 draw between Union Berlin and Bochum. The next game is Mainz versus Bayern Munich. It is 9th versus first. Mainz are in a really good form, even though they lost last weekend. Like that ended their 5-game unbeaten streak. But it was a really good game of football against Wolfsburg, 4-3. That ended. It was a really good game, and that game could have gone anywhere. Wolfsburg just had it more on that day, and Mainz lost. But they are playing against Bayern Munich, who themselves had a really interesting game. Winning 4-2 against Heidenheim. That was a close game as well. Nobody really thought it would be, but it was quite fun to watch. They are at the top of the table. They are 6. They have that. They regained their 6 points lead at the top because Frankfurt drew their game. So they are going to come in this game, on a high. They still have Harry Kane out, but Jamal Musiala is now really stepped up in the last a month or so since Harry Kane has been out. He has been their main man again. So I think it will be a very fun game. This could be one of those games where Bayern Munich really drop the points. I'll be very honest with you. I think this Mainz could really trouble Bayern Munich, and that is why I'm going with this result. I really think it is gonna happen. I think it will be a fun game, but I just expect Bayern Munich to drop points in this game. I'm going for a 2-2 draw between Mainz and Bayern Munich. Up next, it is St. Pauli versus Werder Bremen. It is 15th versus 10th. Now, both these teams are really quite inconsistent. They both have won twice in their last 5 games, even though Bremen have drawn 2 of them. So it is going to be a really interesting game. Bremen, they won over the weekend against Bochum. Again, one of those teams who are in the relegation zone. So they would be really fancying their chances in this game as well. But St. Pauli are no Bochum. Like, they have really been, a good team of football. They have played really good football. They lost against Leverkusen, but Leverkusen really had to work hard. It was a 2-1 win for Leverkusen, but St. Pauli fought really well in that game. St. Pauli are at home, and that is sort of a disadvantage for them because they just won once for the first time at their home stadium a couple of weeks ago. They are a better away side, so that could play into Werder Bremen's advantage into their hand. But despite all that, I think it will be a very tough game for both of these sides. Bremen could nick it in the end, but I just don't see that. I think it is going to be a very close game, and for some reason, I'm going to go with St. Pauli. I think they are going to win this one, and I think Bremen are going to suffer a shock defeat here. They are just not going to be able to defeat St. Pauli as they were able to defeat Bochum. It will be a very close game, but I think St. Pauli are somehow going to nick it. I'm going for a 1-0 win for FC St. Pauli. Up next is Heidenheim versus Stuttgart. It is 16th versus 8th. Now, Heidenheim, they are all over the place. They have lost their last 6 games in a row in the league. I mean, nothing is really working for them. Whatever the manager is trying to do, it just backfires on him. And they are in a really dire situation at the moment. Playing against a side like Stuttgart, who are not doing that well themselves. I mean, they have been really inconsistent, but the thing with Stuttgart they are not doing that good. They are not doing that bad as well. They are 8th at the moment in the league, a point behind Freiburg. So they are at the moment, you could say, they are in contention for those European places. They have won once in their last 5 games. 2 draws and 2 defeats along with that win. But they are going to look at this Heidenheim game, and they are going to be very confident. Even though it is an away game, they are going to come in with with a lot of confidence, thinking that this is one of those games where they easily go ahead and get the win, because Heidenheim are in a total mess, as I said. I mean, the players feel so dejected. There's so hopelessness at that club at the moment. I don't think there's going to be any Christmas cheer this weekend as well, because I think they are going to suffer another defeat, and I think it is not going to be as close as well. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Stuttgart. Then it's Borussia Dortmund versus Hoffenheim. It is 6th versus 14th. Now Dortmund, unfortunately, I don't know what is happening with them. They are just not able to perform consistently. They have drawn their last 2 games, the games that they should have won. One of them was against Bayern Munich, so you can expect that. Then they drew against Borussia Mönchengladbach as well. So they are tough games, but if you are really want, if you really want to challenge for the title, do you have to win this game? At the moment, they are 12 points behind Bayern Munich, and then they are 10 points behind the other teams as well. So it is not really looking good for them, to be very honest with you. Borussia Dortmund, they are just not really able to win the game that they really need to win. They are playing against Hoffenheim side, who are not doing good themselves. Like 1 win in their last 5 games for them as well. So much inconsistency for Hoffenheim. And Dortmund, they are at home. This is going to be one of those games they have to win. Like as I said, the Christmas break is coming as well, so they need to make sure they can stay close enough to Bayern Munich. I still think it is going to be very hard for Dortmund to pull off that title challenge. 12 points is not going to be easy, but it is like match day 13. They still have almost like 20 plus games to play, but I think it will be very, very tough for them to catch Bayern Munich at the moment. So, and they need to win games like this, and I think they are going to win. It will be an easy win as well. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Borussia Dortmund. And the last game this weekend in the Bundesliga is a big one. It is RB Leipzig versus Eintracht Frankfurt. It is a 4th versus a 2nd. I mean, a month ago, Leipzig were undefeated in the league, on points with Bayern Munich, and they were really giving Bayern Munich a tough time. And then something happens, and they lose. Like they go winless in their last 4 games, and that changed everyone. They won over the weekend, so finally they would be really happy. They got back to winning ways, and they would really hope to get back into that title challenge. They are playing against a Frankfurt side who are undefeated in their last 5 games, and they would be really disappointed that they did not win against Augsburg over the weekend. Because that the gap was 4 points, because Bayern Munich drew against Borussia Dortmund a week ago, but Frankfurt drawing has made it again a 6 points. So they know they cannot really afford to lose any more points. And with Umar Marmoush, I mean, what a season that guy is having at the top, leading the charge for Frankfurt. I think it is going to be a very, very interesting game. I think it will be a game full of goals, and I would easily say that this game could end up being an entertaining draw. But I don't know, because Frankfurt are there, and the way that Marmoush is playing, I think somehow they are going to nick it. I am going for an entertaining 3-2 win for Frankfurt. And with that, my predictions for match day 14 in Bundesliga are complete. As I said, it's going to be a very interesting match day, some interesting games, and then we finish it off with the big game again between Leipzig and Frankfurt. Bayern Munich are gonna be looking at this game, and they're gonna really be wanting that and hoping that that game ends in a draw, because it's going to be very important. 2 of their as of now title rivals are playing in that game. For me, I think it'll be a very interesting weekend. Let me know what you guys think of my prediction in the comment section below. I like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to around 400 subscribers before the end of this year, so please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and help us out. And if you like international football, I have also started a new channel in which I'm gonna concentrate more about international football, and we're gonna do quizzes about football and all that stuff. I will put the link of that as well. It's called Mac Talks More Football, and we're gonna start talking about the Gulf Cup that is starting from next weekend. So I'm gonna concentrate more on international football on that channel. So please go ahead and subscribe to that channel as well as if you're watching this video for the first time, subscribe to it and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my content. Until next time, bye bye.